Yeah.
Voice handicap today, but I mean, she's with us.
Thanks, Mike.
We won't call on her to speak too much. Okay, so Jenny or Lindsay, do you think we have enough for a quorum then? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yes, we do.
Pretty good.
7, yeah, 8. We're good. All right.
Well, Mike's no longer a
We're gonna turn up the
regular
volume.
staff member,
Yeah.
also a voting member. Mike, can you hear us?
I can hear you just fine, Mike.
Thank you. Okay, and I don't need my laptop on, do I?
I just got mine on so I can look at the agenda.
Okay, yeah, I can see Tom a little bit.
Yeah, it's right
Yeah,
on.
I'll back up.
So yeah, so if you need to speak, Tom, now I can see you perfectly, so that's all
Still
good.
doing it, but
I can see Penny and Mike can, so we're good. All right, so I'll call this meeting to order. Recognize that we are doing our meeting today on the unceded territory of the Hupatchisitt and Sashot First Nation. Notice that this meeting is being recorded and live streamed to YouTube on the Regional District website. And we'll move around and allow people to introduce themselves so that there may be some out in the ether there who are watching this meeting that don't know everybody. So I'm Mike Rattan and I chair this committee, this Airport Advisory Committee. And we'll move next to Brett.
Good morning. I'm Brett McLean, Airport Development Manager with the ACRD.
And then let's go to the group that Mike Sparrow's in and start with you.
I'll actually, if you don't mind, I'll speak first. You can hear us clearly, Mike?
I can hear you just fine.
So Jenny Bryan, General Manager of Community Services, and I'll pass to my right.
oh, good morning, Aklama Penikote. I'm the Electoral Area Director for Sprout Lake.
Mike Can, Fire Chief, Sprout Lake Fire Department.
Tom Verbrugge, City Councilor. Mike Sparrow, Regional Rep for Cherry Creek.
Thank you. And then up to Shelley.
Shelley Crest, Chair of the Port Alberni Port Authority. Please excuse my voice. Thanks.
Thank you, Shelley. And then Haycon.
Yeah, hello, Håkan Asker Hug with Coulson Aviation.
Thank you. And we have a few more. Okay, Mariah.
Good morning, everyone. Ruth-Chala Mariah Coots. I'm here for the Ho-Chukwu Tribe Government. Kleko, Chu.
Thank you. And Mark.
Mark Fortune with the ACRD, Airport Manager.
Thank you. And Stephen, are you there somewhere?
Yeah, sorry. Stephen Jones, Member at Large.
Thank you. Okay, everybody. We have an agenda in front of us. Are there any items that we wish to add? Then I need a motion to approve the agenda, please.
Moved.
Thank you. Who was that? Oh,
Penny.
Penny, thank you. Is there a seconder?
Seconder, Mike Sparrow.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Any conflicts of interest? Nope. Okay, then the minutes of the last Regional Airport Advisory Committee held on July 17th. Any corrections needed? Any changes? A motion to approve them, please. Shelley? And Mike, I'll let you second it. Thank you. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Okay, we have some correspondence from Warwick Patterson. And just looking for that correspondence right now. Sorry. Jenny, do you have it in front of you?
Unfortunately, I don't, Mike. I think it was included in the agenda, though. Penny has it. And what we have is correspondence, and we've also provided response that we provided to him directly, and as well, we're just putting on the agenda for record. I
Okay.
don't know if there was any questions from the committee on that, but it's more informational.
Okay.
So I like how the answers are right on the correspondence. That's
Right.
good.
Yeah. So the questions, and that's why it was confusing. I saw it earlier and then it printed in black and white rather than in red. So correspondence, thank you, Warwick, for your correspondence. There are great questions. I don't know if you're listening, probably not, but there was lots of good questions. And Mark, thank you for your answers for that. So that's information for the committee. Any questions? Then a motion to receive the correspondence would be in order. Who wants to make?
Penny,
Thank you, Penny. And second? And Shelley, second. Thank you. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Thank you so much. Then we have a request for a decision. So at this point, I'm going to turn the meeting over to Brett to review what the request is.
Thank you, Mike. Well, we're recommending that the committee support the preliminary lease application for Warwick Patterson and forward it to the ACRD board for approval of a 3-year lease of Lot 15 at the Alberni Valley Regional Airport. Lot 15 sits directly behind the applicant's current lease of Lot 10 and would allow him to expand his gliding, recreational activities, and aviation activities, and possibly a future flight school and activities surrounded around that. Staff estimate about 20 hours of work to amend this lease and prepare reports. And financially, this lease would provide just over $11,600 over the full 3-year term. Overall, this lease supports aviation growth at AVRA while providing steady revenue. Thank you. And happy to answer any questions on that.
Okay, Mariah?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through the chair, thank you, Brett. I just have a quick question in regards to the percentages. My apologies, I am out traveling at the moment, so I do not have the agenda on hand. That $11,000 per year, what is that in comparison to what the overall costs would be if it were to be at cost to a new applicant? Thank you.
Oh, sorry, Mariah. So the lease is about 10,500 square feet, and it would produce roughly about $3,885 per year. So for the overall term of 3 years, we're looking at $11,600, and it is treated as a new lease. Even though Warwick is currently a leaseholder at AVRA, this still would be a new lease. Does that help answer things a bit?
go for it.
Good. My question is this a bare land only, or is it going to do improvements like a structure on it? This is a bare land lease?
This is currently a bare land lease, as most leases at AVRA are. Now, the leaseholder, Warwick, has the intention on improving upon the land and building a hangar. Once that is complete, at the end of his lease term, if he chose not to renew, the ACRD would accept those improvements in the lease for the nominal rate of $1.
Can I do a follow-up? So if they put a building on there after 3 years, does the rate of the lease go up because there's improvements to it, or does it stay the same?
The lease rate would stay the same as per our third-party market rate. If the tenant provided the improvements on the lease to their own dollar, I don't think we could adjust market rate for those improvements because they'd already paid for them.
Okay, any other questions? Shelley.
Thanks. I'm going to try and croak through this. Can you talk about the notice process in terms of disposition that's placed? So if someone suddenly comes up and says, "Look, we want to also lease that property," or if they object to that in some way, is that something that is part of the process?
It is correct. So should the AVRA committee approve this, we will move forward to the board of directors. And should the board of directors approve, the notice of disposition will be required to hit the local newspaper for 2 consecutive weeks. Should an individual or an entity come back with an issue regarding the notice of disposition, actually, Jenny, I think you might have to help me out here. I haven't sat in this role where we've had any issues like that so far.
And typically we don't. Thank you, Brett. That's all correct. But if we were, like if that happened, usually if there's someone else who's interested, we then work with them on leasing out another location. At the Long Beach Airport, we have lots of land. We're actually in a great position that we are coming to the end of the available lease lots at the Alberni Valley Regional Airport. But we do have 2 lease lots that we haven't quite finalized. However, we have expansion plans to go across the road. And so if we know that we've got more lease interest, that is what basically spur on expansion to create more leases. It's very unlikely, because we've done our due diligence, that there would be concerns expressed for this lease application and the fact that they already are a leaseholder. So we don't anticipate any issues other than other interest in more lease lots.
Thanks very much. When you say you've done due diligence, I'm assuming that would mean that you've talked to other tenants. Is that correct, Jenny?
No, I simply meant that they are a bondable organization that we have faith will pay their lease rates and fulfill the requirements of the lease.
I see. Thanks so much. Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Then seeing none, I guess.
I have a question, actually.
Sorry, who is that?
Penny?
Oh, Penny. Okay, go ahead.
So a question about the development on this piece of property. Is there any issues with regard to the fire department, or like, are they going to be storing any fuel? Is there any concerns around that type of what's happening with them?
To the best of my knowledge, when I looked over their preliminary Schedule A, we shouldn't have any issues that require fire department sign off. They would still be, everything that they build would still have to be signed off by the ACRD building inspector and follow alignment with the zoning regulations.
Follow up here. So I'm just wondering, I would imagine that Colson's have their own fuel supply. I'm just wondering if any of our other tenants have their own fuel supply. I'm just wondering, like, what's out at the airport.
I don't believe so, but I think Mark Fortune, perhaps you can speak to that.
Yes, I can. The majority of tenants at AVRA use the basically our own fuel supply as their fuel supply at the site. So they go to our fuel concession. So bulk storage of Jet A and avgas is the ACRD's responsibility at this point in time.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Um,
Do you have anything in our leases or anything that asks for that kind of information? Because I think it should be there for liability wise.
If I may, our formal lease application has more detailed requirements and questions. So we do go through that. Okay. Yeah. And again, as Brett highlighted, at the time of building, there's the extensive, building review process. Because when you're looking just at bare use of the land, we assume that it's airport related. And if there's issues with wildlife management and other things.
Okay.
Tom, I think had a question.
Tom Verbrugge, you had a question?
Yes, the Colson, their 2 new lease lots that they have above their facilities now. One of them has a fuel tanker sitting there and it looks to me like it's a heli refuel station. Is this possible, or it just looks that way?
Mark?
Through me, I don't know. That's part of their inventory of equipment. They don't necessarily use that, to my knowledge, on the field itself. They still use our fuel concession, but if they're being deployed out to various locations, they will take that tanker with them.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anything else? Okay, seeing none, then I think we're ready for the motion. Somebody willing to make that, ready to make that motion for us? Shelley, thank you. Is there a seconder?
I'll second that, Penny.
Thank you. All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. All right, thank you very much. I don't think there are any reports, but Jenny, I could be wrong.
No, there's no reports, and I don't believe we have any new additions. Mark, Fortune, I saw your hand go up quickly.
Yeah, I can give a quick operations update, verbal, if
Okay, go ahead.
people would like that.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll start off with the OLS. We had confirmation surveys carried out for our approach surfaces in late August. We had some contacts, so basically trees that still remained. Some of those contacts are outside of our current cut permit. We've got Michael McGregor working on that right now with MOF. There's been some delay in communication due to the strike, but we're slowly getting on track with that again. We ended up with about 60 new contacts, so we still have to address those issues. We also came into a problem where the hill on Airport Road, as you come into the airport on the left-hand side, that big chunk of rock, that became one of our obstacles. So we were able to alleviate that by basically having we had a 2% offset on the runway 30 approach, and we've gone to 3% offset, and that allows us to clear that obstacle. And we're looking good in that respect. So the only thing left to do on that for attestation purposes is to finish removing those approximately 60 trees. Onto the AWAS. I think last time we talked, we had the AWAS out for recalibration and servicing and upgrading. That's being completed, and it is functioning now. It has a new website address. HACON, I've given HACON and the user groups at the airport the new address. We'll also have that address published on the ACRD AVRA website. So look forward to that, and you can get 24-hour weather from the AWAS station. We have a frequency upgrade proposed by Transport Canada for the site. So right now we're an ATF, and we're looking at moving to a mandatory frequency. That involves Industry Canada and Transport Canada, and that'll be hopefully published in April of 2026. At the moment, what they're going to try and do is encompass all of the radio frequencies currently employed in the valley. So the airport, the hospital, and the seaplane bases in the Sprout Lake and also the harbor under one frequency. So I have no details on what the frequency will be, but we hope we will have an idea early in the new year. Moving on to TELUS Fiber. Last time we talked, we were talking about upgrading copper to fiber. That has been completed. So now we have a high-speed optic at the terminal building, and we have a lot more capacity. We also talked about on the last meeting the Alpha Aero movement tracker system. I have to admit, I don't have an answer for you at the moment because we haven't finished our research on that particular project, but we'll have something at the next meeting coming up in the new year. BCAP applications. At the moment, we're proposing BCAP applications. We will be resubmitting for the maintenance building at the site. And we are also going to be submitting an application for an upgrade to our fuel distribution system. So our legacy distribution pumps are no longer supported. So if we have an equipment failure, we won't be able to repair them. So we're looking at putting in new distribution for Jet A and 100 low lead at that site. And finally, with all of the developments happening near the fuel depot, we're looking at setting up a grading plan and taxiway for basically that phase 1 of the taxiway expansion. So we're working with McGill Engineering with that right now and hope to have those plans in place early 2026. And that's short and sweet. If there's any questions, I'm willing to answer them.
Thanks, Mark. Any questions out there for Mark? No?
Tom here, I have a question.
All right, Tom, go ahead.
The Coulson leased out 2 lease lots adjacent to the paved area at the fuel tanks, but they're not using them. Is there, they do have an airplane parked on the fuel tank or apron, which is blocking our access to the snowplow. And I'm wondering, is this just a temporary thing, or are they going to use the paved part rather than the grass area that they leased?
Yeah, through the chair, I'm going to pass this on to probably Jenny has more information on this one. It's in process. Jenny, take it away.
Yeah, I think Mark's comment of in process is exactly that. So we're finalizing just the negotiation. So with typical leases, it comes to the committee, it goes to the board. And sometimes if there's a discussion about lease terms, then that happens. So we're still in the final processes of discussing the final terms of the lease. Lawyer review, discussion.
Thanks, Jenny. I thought it would be something like that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Seeing no more. Thank you very much, everybody. There's no late business. And I don't think there's public, so then there's no questions from the public. I guess our meeting's adjourned. Thank you very much, everyone.
Sorry, I just need someone to move to adjourn, please, and second.
Okay. Somebody want to move adjournment?
Sure.
I'll move
Thank you,
adjourn.
Shelley. Good. And Hickon, thank you so much, everyone.
So I just have to say that that palm tree is quite discerning.
That's where I wish I was.
It's where I think you are.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.